Good day, everyone. Welcome to our English class. Today, we are going to talk about phrases, clauses, and sentences. Are you ready? Let's begin. Here are the following objectives that we must achieve after this lesson. Number 1, define and differentiate phrase, clause, and sentence. Number 2, identify phrases and clauses used in a sentence. And number 3, differentiate the two types of clauses. I know we can do this. So let's start. First, let's define phrase. It is a group of words that stands together as a single grammatical unit, typically as part of a clause or a sentence. Also, it is a group of related words which lacks a subject and a verb that acts as a single part of speech in a sentence. Remember that the phrase cannot stand alone. It has no subject and a verb at the same time. It does not have a complete thought or idea, and it is usually consists of an article, a, an, and the, a preposition, or a noun. For example, on the tree, it has no subject and no verb. Loved the cats. This one has no subject. And number 3, my family and I, which lacks verb. Now let's define clause. A clause is a group of words having both subject and the verb. It can sometimes act as a sentence, but it's not always the case. Now we have the two types of clauses, which are dependent clause and independent clause. The dependent clause is one that cannot stand alone as a sentence. It needs to be attached or joined to an independent clause, and it is considered as a supporting part of a sentence. Also, dependent clause begins with subordinating conjunctions such as before, if, when, after, so, hence, therefore, since, because, so that, and many others. For example, he passed the exam because he studied very well last night. The dependent clause, or DC, is because he studied very well last night. Notice that it doesn't have the complete thought or idea. Therefore, it cannot stand alone and needs to be attached to an independent clause. Next example. After drinking the medicine, he fell asleep. Our dependent clause is after drinking the medicine. The last example. The city is under enhanced community quarantine. Therefore, we cannot just go outside. Our dependent clause is, therefore, we cannot just go outside. Next, we have the independent clause. It is one that can stand alone as a sentence, and it has a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. For example, he passed the exam because he studied very well last night. In this sentence, we have the independent clause, he passed the exam. Next example, after drinking the medicine, he fell asleep. Here, our independent clause is, he fell asleep. Lastly, the city is under enhanced community quarantine, therefore, we cannot just go outside. Our independent clause is, The city is under enhanced community quarantine. Now we proceed with sentences. A sentence expresses a complete thought or idea. It has a subject and a predicate. It also begins with a capital letter and ends with an end mark such as period, question mark, and exclamation point. For example, the world is a beautiful place. The subject is the world, while your predicate is a beautiful place. Notice also that it starts with a capital letter T and ends with a period. Next example, English is my favorite subject. Your subject is English, and the predicate in this sentence is my favorite subject. And for the last example, Philippines is a democratic country. Your subject is Philippines, and your predicate is a democratic country. Now that is all for clauses, phrases, and sentences. Are you ready for an activity? Let's try this one. I know we can do this. Now get a piece of paper and follow this instruction. Write P if it is a phrase, IC if it is an independent clause, DC for dependent clause, and S if it is a sentence. Let's begin. Number 1. We went to my cousin's birthday party yesterday. What do you think is the answer? Correct. It is a sentence. Number 2. Went uphill. The correct answer here is B or phrase. For number 3, since he became the class president. The correct answer is DC or dependent clause. Number 4, I love my country. Our answer here is IC or independent clause. And number 5, are you joining us for dinner later? The correct answer is sentence, S. Very good. I hope you all got the correct answer. Thank you for listening and watching. Let's see each other again on my next video. This is your Maestra Mela, always at your service.